everyone, I'm Gina with the Children's Museum of Green Bay, and I'm here again for a daily dose of virtual programming for you. And today we are getting crafty. So what we're going to need for our project today is a pine cone. This one's pretty big, so you can get whatever size you'd like. We're going to need some paint brushes. I've got a whole bunch of paint brushes here. And then we're going to need some paint, and some acrylic will work well for this project, just like that. In these little bottles, these work perfect. The other thing we're gonna need is a scissors or a really heavy duty knife and cutting board. So this part, the parents are definitely going to need to help out with. What we're making today is a pine cone flower. So this is my finished pine cone flower. As you can see that? So when you cut a pine cone and paint it, did you ever know it could look like a pretty flower like this? I put mine in a little flower pot, but you can decide what you want to do with yours when you finish. So when I went scouring for pine cones, I found some different sized ones. Now maybe you're lucky enough to have a pine tree in your backyard or in your front yard that has pine cones and you can just go right out into your yard. If not, there's plenty of time and to go take a walk, to go to a park and look around for pine cones. Go for a pine cone hunt. And so when I did that, I have these really big ones. In my yard, I have real tiny ones like this. So I grabbed some of those as well. Today, we're gonna use the big one. So I need to cut this pine cone in half. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the trickiest part of this project because depending on your pine cone. Now this one is a very strong pine cone. It might be sort of difficult. So you might be able to use a scissors to cut it in half. Mine is so strong that I'm gonna use a knife to do it. And I think I'm even gonna have to stand up to do this to get the leverage. So you're gonna go right into the middle of your pine cone and cut it in half. Now people, this isn't gonna be real pretty. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna push down the best that I can. Put some muscle into it. Now, kind of got it in there, but what you're gonna need to do probably is break it in half once you get it to a certain point. There we go. It's ripping. Here we go. And there it is, ripped in half. Now, one side got a little bit less than the other side, so maybe I'll rip a couple of these pieces off so that it's a little bit more equal. Like that. And that's going to be perfect too because then that middle core part will be sticking up and that'll look like the middle of my flower. Like the pistil of the flower is what it's called. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, can you see that? It doesn't look really much like anything right now, but we're gonna make that look like a flower. Okay, so I'm gonna move that stuff off to the side and we're going to start painting. Now, you can pick the color that you want your flower to mostly be. I'm gonna pick a pink flower today. So I'll shake that up and put out my pink. And I'm gonna pick a larger paintbrush for this because I need to paint the entire pine cone pink. Except I'm not gonna do the middle right here because I'm gonna paint that a different color. I don't know if you have been going out for some walks. I know our family's been taking way more walks than we usually do. We always like to hike and take walks, but we just don't always have the time because we're busy people, and I think a lot of people can attest to that. But having this time has, you know, allowed us to get into nature more, and when you're out on your hikes in nature, it's fun to have a hunt or be able to look for something. So when you do that the next time, look for some pine cones. There's a lot of projects you can do with pine cones, so if you find some, if you search online for some other projects, there's a lot of other things. But this one I just recently came across, this project, and I thought it was so unique. I'd never seen a pine cone made into a flower before, so I thought that was neat. So I'm painting it mostly all pink, but I'm gonna stop right before I get to the bottom, because these pink parts are the petals of my leaf, and the bottom, I'm gonna get this part, I got the sides, but I also want the insides, like get your paintbrush in there so that when you look at it from the top, all these little parts of the pine cone look like petals coming out. Okay, when I get to the bottom though, the bottom is gonna be my leaves, the leaves of the petal, the leaves of the flower. So leaves are gonna be green. So I'm gonna put some green down here. And I'm gonna paint the bottom green. Now, if your pine cone is lucky enough to have like a little stem, sometimes they have like a little stem coming out, then it'll even look more like a flower with leaves and a stem. This one doesn't, but that's okay. It just look like the leaves. See that? Okay, so now we want to do the middle, the pistil. I'm gonna put a different color for the inside of the flower. I have some lavender. I just want to contrast it a little bit. I'm just gonna use that same paintbrush that I was doing with the pink and just do a different color right in the middle there. Because lots of times flowers have a different color in the middle, don't they? Like right where the top there. Okay, and lastly, that pistil in the middle, I'm gonna make that black today. Okay, and pick a different paintbrush for that. All right. And there is my pine cone flower. Now you can sit them in little cups. You can make a little array of them. Like I said, I made one earlier and I put mine in a little flower pot like that. And they are just so adorable. It's great nature craft. So go out and go for a hike, find some pine cones, get creative with them, grab some paint, and you can make something as beautiful as this for just very cheap and easy. I hope that you play well, learn well, and be well, and we'll see you here next time. Thanks so much. Bye.